Andrew Spanta with today's Forex market European preview. What a day so far? Not really. The dollar showing a little bit of a strafe after yesterday's disasters. Oil, gold, everything rallying huge. We had breakouts across the board in the euro dollar cable. We're just getting nice retracements going into this European market. We got big data coming out. We got London GDP, European industrial orders coming out in Europe. I would imagine these are probably going to be a little bit weaker, if not in line with expectations. I would imagine that's just going to be an opportunity to get long the euro, cable, Swissy, the dollar. I cannot imagine after yesterday's breakout we're not going to have a nice follow-through. So I just see this European market right now as an opportunity to get short the dollar. We do have some data coming out of the U.S. Nothing except Ben Bernanke coming out with his statement. That's at 3 o'clock, I think, Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. Remember that this is a yearly event in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I cannot imagine Bernanke saying anything good, as a lot of the members there are pretty much shocked they're still in the same position that they were as last year. But given the fallout from the subprime, the continued write-downs that are coming, I cannot imagine Bernanke coming out with anything that's going to be dollar supportive. Because again, their hands are tied. They cannot save anyone. They saved Bear Stearns. They know it was a disaster. They're going to save other companies? No way. It's not going to happen. They realized their mistake, Fannie and Freddie. Paulson finally realizing after the entire world has said, what are you, crazy? You're going to keep doing this? It'll be economic disaster if you continue to save companies that need to go out of business. And so we're seeing the result of that. And I think that more continued fears that Fannie and Freddie are going to be out of business. A lot of investors pulling money out, I think, out of the U.S. The dollar was basically overbought anyway. Very overbought. We have nice movement. I see the euro possibly closing over 150 today. I think any of these pullbacks are just opportunities to get long. And carry trade, we did have the Bank of Japan coming out basically saying their economy is sluggish. We all know this. The question is, are they going into a recession? Are they going to cut rates? No freaking way. Japan is rates on hold. Again, their economy more well-positioned than they've been in years to handle this downturn in the economy. Banks are in the best shape they've been in decades. So I see the yen, again, as an opportunity to get short the carry trade into any rallies as we're seeing right now. But I do think this London number is probably going to be in line, maybe to a little bit worse. Not worse, actually. The estimates for 0.1 on GDP, I actually think the number is going to be probably in line to possibly even better. And the pound, way oversold, looking for a nice bounce in that pound. I can see the pound closing at 189, something like that for the week. But given the action we had last night, and given the breakout we've had in commodities, gold, oil, I mean, this is the biggest move in commodities in 33 some odd years. I mean, that's not something to be overlooked. And I think that the dollar is looking very, very weak. Obviously, it's had a nice run. I can see a lot of different things happening, different pairs. Watch that euro-sterling cross. That euro-sterling cross comes in, cable is going to explode. And I do see a lot of opportunity in a lot of the crosses as well. That Euro-Canada pair continues to come in. Dollar-Canada, what a move yesterday. Can you say loony land? Oh my goodness. So I think that if commodities continue to rally, which I do think they're probably going to, I think it's going to be dollar negative, and I think a lot of the commodity currencies very oversold, basically looking like they're bouncing nicely, and I think that's going to go into the week. I think we'll probably see a movement in the dollar going into probably Tuesday, possibly, dollar weakness. But as far as the rest of the day is concerned, watch for this Bernanke speech at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that any opportunity in Europe right now, Eurodollar looks like a nice pullbacks cable, that 87.50 level. We'll see if it's breached. Maybe they break cable down to break it out. So watch your entries and look for opportunities, in my opinion, to get short the dollar. And I think any of these economic numbers that come out of Europe, should they be weaker, I think it's just a buy on weakness. And again, going into the weekend, given the technical, mini technical breakout we've had in the daily charts across the board against the dollar, I think the dollar's going out weak. But again, look for opportunities, look for the weak data possibly for entry points. Europe, I think, is slowing definitely, but I think, again, the dollar's had such a run that we're just due for some sort of a bounce. You look at your exponential moving averages, something I look at. I think that we head up to the 20 exponential on a lot of these dollar pairs just as a bounce. And longer term, obviously, I think the dollar rallies a little bit more. But again, for now, dollar weakness, any opportunities to get short the dollar and pullbacks. I'll be back in about 3 hours, give you a recap on what happened in Europe and give you any trade ideas again I see there. But for now, looks to me like the carry trade is going pretty strong right now. I think that might even continue a little bit more, but I do think that's an opportunity in the U.S. session to get short the carry trade going into the weekend. As Bernanke not going to signal anything decent. Andrew Spanton, European market update. Be back in 3 hours. Make some money.